Hi, my name is Lexi. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to give you a little recap of my past week. And the good news is that I'm finally going back down on the scale since after my vacation. It has taken me a while. And I'm going to talk about that. I am not back down to my goal weight, but last Saturday I got down to 176.5. No. Yes, sorry. Okay, 176.5, which is back to what I was at when I left for my vacation. So I was 176.7 the day I left for my vacation, and then I had 7 eating days in a row, and I got up to 185.6. So yeah, I am getting back down, which is encouraging. So I'm going to talk later about how I did that and everything like that. As I had mentioned last week, I did another week of just no sugar on my weekday eat days. So Tuesday and Thursday, I did not eat sugar. And I was planning on doing a partial egg fast on Thursday. It didn't end up happening the way I had planned. So what I was going to do was just eat eggs for lunch and dinner. And I have mentioned this previously on my channel before. So an egg fast, if you've never heard of it, it's basically just eating eggs and fat. And most of the time that I've heard of people doing it, they are on keto and they do it to kind of break a stall. So traditionally, when people do an egg fast, they'll do it for 3 to 5 days. And you're just eating eggs and fat. So usually like butter, maybe coconut oil, and then some cheese. Some people will do cheese, sometimes not. I did it for a whole day back in December when I think it was right after Christmas, and I was trying to make my weigh-in for Diet Bet right after Christmas. I had a weigh-in at the end of the month, so it was like 5 days after Christmas, and I just wanted to make sure that I made my weigh-in for the Diet Bet, and so doing that for one day helped me to get there, because I think I had a weigh-in like on a Monday, and normally my lowest weight is on a Saturday, and then it's the highest on a Monday. So on my Sunday eat day, I just ate eggs that day, and that allowed me to keep my weight down to make my weigh-in. I could not do more than one day of an egg fast. I do not know how people do it for 5 days. Let me know in the comments if you have done it for at any length of time, and let me know how it went. There are like recipes you can follow to make it a little more interesting. But when I did it, I just kept it really simple. Anyway, and then after that point, I had kind of done it like for 1 or 2 meals the eat day before my weigh-in if I needed to do that again. So, and it really worked for me. And I'd say I probably did it once a month where I would eat eggs for, dinner or lunch and dinner sometimes. So that was my plan for this past Thursday. I was going to do it for lunch and dinner. But what happened was I had a friend who invited my kids and I to go to a water park here in town. They had some extra passes. So I was... I couldn't make myself eggs at the water park, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just bring some cheese and I'll just eat cheese. And so I brought myself like a little baggie with some cheese in it, and we were at the water park playing around, and then we were gonna get some pizza for the kids and everyone to eat for lunch. And I took out my bag and it was completely melted, so it was just like a bag of just goop, basically. I was like, okay, that's not appetizing at all. And so I ended up eating a piece of pizza about 1 o'clock, and it just was kind of a last minute decision. I really wasn't hungry, but I just kind of wanted to participate in the moment, and my cheese was all melted. And so I did. I had a piece of pizza and it was not good at all. It was really gross, like water park style quality pizza. But I ate it, whatever. And then, so previous to that in the morning, I had just eaten whatever I wanted. I actually ate pizza for breakfast that day too, because I just had it left over from the night before. And so I ate kind of a lot of pizza for breakfast, and then I had some blackberries and my nuts when I broke my fast. So that's what I had that day. And then for dinner, when I got home, and I wasn't hungry, really wasn't hungry all day. It was just so hot. When I got into my van after the water park, it was 116 degrees. So yeah, pretty hot. And when it gets that hot, I just don't have a ton of appetite. So I had my eggs. I had 3 scrambled eggs with some butter. And when you do the egg fast, there's like a ratio you're supposed to follow. It's like a tablespoon of fat per egg or something. But now when I do it, I don't follow that. I just kind of whatever. So I just figure eggs are eggs, and then I add some butter in there. I don't measure it or anything like that. I just put whatever looks good. So that's what I did. And I do believe that doing that helped me to get down a little bit more. So from the week before, I was at 179.7 and got down to 176.5. So it was 3.2 pounds down for the week. And all of this, like, what it has really made me think is just in reflecting upon my experience with vacation and my 7 eat days and not going back down afterwards the way I had thought I would, is just that in fasting, you really are your own experiment of one. And you hear that phrase sometimes, N equals 1, or you being an experiment of one. And that is how I view it. I think that I am experimenting on myself and seeing what works best for me. And just when I reflected back on my experience in my first months of fasting, when I was doing the diet bet and doing those days where I would just eat eggs, I think that there is something in that for me, where I do well with having a low carb day sprinkled in, maybe some no sugar days. And as much as I don't want to restrict myself, I also want to be aware of the things that are best for my body. And I've just found out that doing that every now and then is a good thing for me. And I don't mind it at all. Like, I feel like it's just something that helps me to sort of refresh and restart. And also, I think there's some kind of like sometimes you have that need to make progress, where you just want to see that you can make that progress. And it's like just a mental need that you have to move the scale or whatever, see yourself getting smaller, making the inches go down, whatever it may be, whatever way you track. And also, I have also realized that I'm glad that I weigh myself daily, because if I only weighed myself like once a month, and I had weighed in before my vacation and then maybe waited a month later and not done anything to tweak things in between, I think I still would have been a month later, probably 4 or 5 pounds up if I had to guess. And if I did that and I didn't see any causation in between, I think that I would be really upset, because in my mind I would think, oh, by now I should be back down to what I was. It's been a whole month, I got back on track. And that's just not what happened for me. And the thing is that over time you kind of collect more data, in this whole experiment of one. And I had a lot of data for just living my life normally at home and, not really doing anything crazy. I also had a lot of data of having 4 eat days in a row, because I've pretty much done that like once a month since I've started, as I've had like a series of 4 eating days in a row where I went on a long weekend or whatever. But then when I would get back, I would have my regular week, my Monday, Wednesday, Friday the next week, because it would be Thursday through Sunday that I would be eating. And I would be able to get back down by the next weekend, or at least the following weekend, it would be pretty quick. But I did not have any data for myself of having 7 eat days in a row. And then also just the days that I took off, because it was Friday through Thursday, and then I got back on my fasting day on Friday, but then I had my weekend, my Saturday and Sunday. And so it was a different, not only more eating days in a row, but a different sequence, if that makes sense. And so it was different. And now I know that I don't get back down as quickly after 7 days of eating. Also, that maybe I don't enjoy eating for 7 days in a row fully the way I did. Like maybe I would have a shorter eating window if I were on a vacation that long, or I might try to fast for 1 day on my vacation just to feel better, not for weight purposes, but just because I think that my body does better that way now that I'm in this pattern of eating. So, and the whole point of this really is just that I think science is amazing, and I'm so grateful that there are fasting studies out there and more coming out. And as time goes on, I really look forward to seeing more of that. But the thing with science experiments is that they are flawed in the sense that with weight loss, it's hard to have a perfect study because you don't have people living in a lab, or you don't have a scientist living with people. So you don't really know what they're doing exactly. It all depends on their honesty and reporting. And also they're just different people. Like your sister, your brother, your neighbor, they're all different than you. They process foods differently than you. We all have different levels of insulin resistance. We all have different, hormones going through our bodies, and, sensitivities to food. And sorry about the yelling in the background. The kids are playing games downstairs, so it's loud. But, just that we are so different. We react differently to everything. And so, it's hard not to, but it's really important not to compare ourselves to someone else's journey, to someone else's results. You can only compare yourself to yourself. And hopefully you are improving over time, whether it is quick or slow, just that steady progress. So yeah, I think that was about all I had to talk about for today. I feel encouraged because I feel like this is a good tool for me to have, to know that I can help myself out when I need to. And this upcoming week, I am fasting Sunday, Tuesday, and Saturday instead of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because we are going out of town again. I'm going to Utah. It's going to be a quick 3-day trip, and I'm actually not skipping any fasting days because I'm fasting Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Then we'll be gone Friday through Sunday, and then so I'll just get back on the next week. So I just rearranged my schedule, and that's what I chose to do this time. So I feel good about it. And you can totally do that, or skip a day, or whatever it is you feel, is good for you. So you do you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to my trip, and I will check in with you guys when I get back. And I hope you're having a great week. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you have found helps you in your journey, whether it is sprinkling in some low carb days, or if you just do better low carb period. Some people do. And what you found helpful for you. Maybe you can help someone else out in the comments. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a great day. Bye-bye.